guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I have just been quite a little traveler lately. I've just been all about the United States of America. And if you like my vlogs, that was good for you. But if you missed the makeup tutorials, here I am, I'm back. Because this is my favorite season, fall. Like everyone says that, but like, oh my gosh. I love it. I love fall festivals, I love fall fashion, I love fall beauty, just everything. So, of course, today I created a fall-inspired beauty tutorial, and I'm also using a lot of the new products that I got in New York City and that I received lately for holiday. So if you wanted to know how I achieve this fall look, and I also do two lip options. So I'm going to do this with a matte red lip and then with this like kind of brown lip as well. Keep watching. Okay, so before I start this fall tutorial, I gotta tell you about something, because something really awesome has happened. My skin has improved drastically. I wish you could like be at my house and see my skin right now, because you probably can't see. Here's the problem. I completely revamped my skincare, and I'm using like 6 products, so I don't necessarily know exactly which one's doing it, but I'm gonna show you just a quick little what I'm doing now for skin. This, I will use until the day I die. I don't even care if people aren't even wearing makeup. Who's not wearing makeup? All you do, this is Caudil, however you pronounce this. It's called a beauty elixir. It is one of my top beauty products ever. So it's called Eau de Beaute. I don't know how to pronounce this. Beauty elixir, smoothing, glowing complexion. So after I wash my face in the morning and at the night, I spray this all over my face before I do my serum. So whenever I was in New York, I got a lot of these by Terry products. This is a Hydrance serum. Please excuse my mispronunciations. So I'm putting this all over my skin, morning and night. Then I follow with a by Terry Hydrance Daily Care. So this is what I'm using in the morning. I'm using something else at night, but I'm gonna do an updated skincare thing, but I just wanna show you guys this for now. And then I'm using this Hydra Boost Eye Cream by M61. I got all this stuff in New York, and I have seen in, I don't know how long it's been since I've been back from New York, in 2 weeks, the biggest difference in my skin in my entire life. So I'm gonna put my eye cream on, and then I'm gonna start this look out by using my Tarte primer. This is the Clean Slate Poreless Primer. All right, I've dimmed the lights just a little bit so that you can really see this look coming to life. I'm also gonna take my ring off right now because I'm about to use the back of my hand to put this bomb foundation on. So when I was in New York, I also got this new Amazonian Clay Tarte foundation, and it's definitely up there with like my Ride or Die Estee Lauder Double Wear. Here's how I'm gonna apply it. You're gonna see, it's like awesome. So full coverage, so great. And it's all like paraben free, like organic, all that stuff. So I'm also using the Tarte brush. So this is their like foundation brush. I put it on the back of my hand like this. I don't apply a lot of them like this, but this one really goes on well like this. And look at that. So I have no corrector or anything under my skin. And see, I've kind of like got a lot of redness. That covered that redness and any blemish and any sunspot, anything that I have on my face. That is a good foundation. Okay, so I've got my full coverage, full coat of foundation on, and now I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Shape Tape. Also loving this. I'm gonna go in with light medium, and I'm gonna do under my eyes and then kind of start my contour. Then I'm gonna go over just the under eye with light. Okay, so I have the light medium. This is where I place it, and then I use this Tarte sponge, which I love because you don't have to wet this sponge. It's really like spongy. And then I dab this into my skin like so. So I'm gonna go back in and just add the light shade right underneath my eyes, blend that in, and then I'll start my contour. So I've got a really light, bright under eye. It's all gonna blend whenever I do my bronzer and stuff like that, but I really love a light, bright under eye. I love contour for fall. I don't know if it's because like I love shades of brown and bronzes in the fall. I love contour like at all times, but in the summertime, like typically your face is darker, you don't need as much like contour and bronzer and stuff, but you can really go cray with the bronzer in the fall. So let's go cray with the bronzer in the fall. Also, before I forget, you can put a powder under your eye. It's gonna depend on like how old you are and like if your eyes have like a crepiness to them yet. You know what I'm talking about? If you have that crepiness, like I feel like my eyes are already getting crepey. So I put a light little layer of the powder underneath my eye, if you're really young, you can wear a lot of powder under your eyes. Like the older you are, like the less powder you'll need. So I'm just gonna barely set this. And then I'm gonna move on to that bronzer. Okay, now I'm gonna use this bronzer that I've been loving lately. I've been using it in a lot of my looks. This is Too Faced and the shade is Sun Bunny. I'm using my angled Sigma brush. I love this for any contour bronzer look. And I'm just gonna lightly do some bronzer. I would typically go down the neck here, but I have not one choker on, but two. I don't know if you can stack a choker. I mean, I stacked a choker today, but you can stack a choker, right? I stack everything else. Stacks on stacks on stacks. All right, so I'm bronzed. And now I'm gonna go in with the product that I die for. These are the Charlotte Tilbury Swish and Pop blushes. I just ordered some more shades to try. This shade is the Climax, and it's kind of a mix of like a bronzer and a blush, but I really love like those topazzy, mauve blushes for the fall. And because I met Charlotte Tilbury in New York City, and if she were running for the President of the United States of America, I would vote for her because she's the most precious. Okay, so I'm gonna dust this lightly onto my cheek. And then, before I do my highlighter, I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna do a little bit of translucent powder, not like a ton, because this is a really matte, like all day wearable foundation. So, when I was in New York, I also got this Laura Geller. I haven't used any of her stuff, but I really like it. Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator Palette. And in the fall, I love to use golds and like shimmers and stuff like that, especially into holiday, because who doesn't love a glitter and a shimmer at a holiday party? So I'm gonna go in with this gold Gilded Honey, and I'm gonna do this beautiful gold highlight. So we're done with the face. Now let's move on to the eyes. Now, I have not yet used this brow definer by Anastasia Beverly Hills, but everybody keeps saying that they love it, so I'm going to try it out today for the first time. So I got the same shade that I always wear in the Brow Wiz, Taupe, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my brow. Now this one's shaped a little bit differently than the Brow Wiz. This one's kind of got a triangle tip at the end. So I'm going to use the end of this triangle to outline my brow. First impression before I speed it up, absolutely love it. Now I'm gonna hold it sideways. Oh, love this, love it! What? Why you didn't tell me about this? Best brow product ever. Somebody come get on my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz because I have switched over to the Define a Dark side. Okay, so I'm gonna do this other brow. I'm gonna speed this up, but like what? Magic. This is an awesome, awesome product. Okay, enough. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna cover my lid with soft ochre. This is what I'm gonna use to prime my eyelids. I know I've said this 1,000 times, but in case you're new to my channel, it is real important to prime those lids. And then at the very end, I'm gonna go in right underneath the brow and kind of define it. It lifts the brow a little bit. I'm using a tiny bit of Pro Conceal and a little tiny brush, and I'm just gonna go right underneath this brow and then blend it in. All right, so for holiday, Tarte has come out with the most radical things ever. So this is similar to like a Z palette or something. Look at this big old mirror country. And these are all the new like Tarte holiday shades. These are kind of shimmer shades. I'm gonna use this shade Whiskey right there. And then these are just some Anastasia shades, so I just had to show you this palette because it is radical. Okay, I turned the light down one more time because I wanted you to see kind of the contrast with all the colors on the face and how flawless this coverage is with this foundation. So, and see the eye colors going on. So I'm gonna cover my whole lid with a mix between Nude and Blanc, the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'll link all these below as per usual. Just a light little cover. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with the MAC 224 brush, and I'm gonna use a little bit of this fawn, and I'm just gonna hit my wide crease just to add like a light dimension. Yeah. Okay, and then last but not least, I'm gonna go in with Whiskey, and I'm gonna go in with a MAC 221 brush. And sometimes with these shimmer shadows, you have to really like scrub that color to get it to come off. And I'm gonna go in my crease, but also drag it onto the lid a little bit, leaving just this part of my lid with that light color on it. Then you take your 224 brush and you blend it. And it's just a beautiful mix between like a topaz and a copper and a brown and all the things that make us love fall. Okay, so I finished that, and then last but not least, I'm gonna go in, remember the highlighter that I used, this Gilded Honey by Laura Geller? I'm gonna go in, I'm just gonna use my finger, and I'm gonna add a gold lid, because there ain't nothing more beautiful in the fall than a gold and a brown. Okay, and then I take my 224 brush, and I just marry that gold and that brown together. And then I'm gonna add a liner. So in the fall, I really love these shades of brown, and I think a plum goes really nicely with that. You can use any sort of like plum or brown or anything. You can even use a black liner, but for this look, I'm gonna use this Charlotte Tilbury. It's her Rock and Coal eye pencil, and this is the shade Elizabeth Violet. And I'm just gonna kind of do I'm not gonna do a wing on this look. I'm gonna make this a really kind of round, bright eye. And I'm just gonna do a quick liner, smudge that lash line and a tiny bit on the bottom. Okay, I finished that liner. I'm gonna line my inner waterline on my bottom lash line with white. This is a MAC Fascinating Eye Kohl. And then I'm gonna do my mascara. So I'm using the Too Faced mascara that I just die for. And you can wear a lash with this look, of course. Okay, I've got my mascara on. And now, I always say the star of the show is lipstick, but the star of this show is lipstick. I'm sorry, because I have found the perfect matte red for fall. I love a matte lip in the fall. I love a red lip in the fall, like for daytime or nighttime, or at work or at home, wherever you want to wear a red lip, you can wear a red lip. And this is actually a new line that I got in New York also. This is La Métier de Beauty. You know, I can't pronounce these French words. I think it's French. I hope it's French. So, there's the lip. I leave this lip matte. You can put a gloss over it if you just like can't stand it. You feel like chalk in your mouth. I can stand chalk in the mouth for this beautiful look. Okay, so I'm gonna throw in something that I don't usually do that I need to do more of because I need to give you lip options. So I'm actually going to take this off and show you another lip option. Okay, so I covered them with a little bit of foundation because they kind of had some red left over. So I never wear a brown lip, like hardly ever. If you're ever gonna wear a brown lip, fall is the time to wear a brown lip. So this is a Charlotte Tilbury, like one of her matte shades, and this is Birkin Brown. So I'm gonna show you what this looks like with like a deep brown lip. It's kind of cool. And I don't need to only do makeup looks that like I like to wear because you guys probably like to wear different things. So I'm gonna start doing that for you. So this is so out of the box for what I usually wear on my lips, but I actually really love it. And if there's ever a time that like I'm gonna switch up my lip colors and stuff, this is the season that I do that for some reason in the fall. I guess because Halloween's coming up and I'm like, ooh, I'll wear this color for Halloween. Then I'm like, no, I'll wear it for every day. I like it. So if you guys like a brown lip or a red lip, I just want to give you both options for this look. So I hope you guys just love this fall inspired makeup tutorial and both lip options. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Come back oh so soon for many, many more beauty tutorials. And thanks so much for watching.